This is a Doc from StogieFresh.com, and I'm back with another smoking tip for you. Today what I wanted to do is talk to you a little bit about a technique that's used to keep your cigar smoking just fresh and tasting sweet, and that is how to purge your cigar. Now, I don't want you to get these visions of Linda Blair and The Exorcist, 360-degree head turns and projectile vomiting. That's not what I'm talking about. Now, this technique allows you to keep the tobacco in your cigar fresh as you're smoking. Now, I've already demonstrated this one time before. If you've seen my video on how to cut and light your cigar, you've seen me show you that during the lighting process, after you've toasted the end of the foot and before you actually take your first couple of draws, what you do is what I call a dry purge, and that is you blow through the cigar. And by blowing through the cigar before you take those first few puffs, what you do is you superheat the coal and you expel any of those incompletely burned tobacco particles before you start drawing in through the entire length of your cigar. Well, that's what I call a dry purge. And in fact, when you're smoking your cigar, I pretty much dry purge my cigar throughout the smoke. Maybe every couple of puffs, I will, before taking my puff, I will blow through. Again, what that does, it heats up the coals if you've been smoking a little bit slow and it's cooled down. And as it heats up the coal and superheats some of those particles, it will expel out some of the incompletely burned byproducts like ammonia and other products like that you won't want to be sucking in through your cigar. So not only do that just before you have lit and start puffing your cigars, but you can dry purge the cigar throughout the smoke. But another really important technique is what I call, for lack of a better term, the flambe purge. And what this is if your cigar starts to taste a little bit off, maybe it's not tasting the same as it normally does, or maybe it's just tasting bitter, and you just get this sense that something's wrong with it, or maybe it's gone out. You use a flambe purge whenever your cigar has gone out, too. Anyway, what you do is you first get rid of the ash that you have on the end of your cigar, and if it hasn't gone out yet, you can go ahead and do the flambe purge right now. So what you do is you will blow through the cigar like you're doing a dry purge, but you set a torch to the foot of the cigar. And again, what this does is it superheats the coal and purges or eliminates or expels a lot of these byproducts that oftentimes make your cigar taste pretty foul. So it goes something like this. What you will do is you'll keep blowing through the cigar until you see this bright or multicolor flame dissipate. When you see this big bright orange or multicolor flame as you're purging through the cigar, what you're seeing is the burning off of these byproducts of burning tobacco. So you can do that once, maybe a couple of times. I usually only do it once, but let me just show you again for demonstration purposes. Now, I've had cigars that will have enough ammonia in them where I can blow through that thing for 30 seconds and you're still seeing this huge multicolored flame. So this cigar really probably didn't need a purge to begin with, but that's how it's done, and that's how you can improve your smoking experience, is by doing dry purges and, when necessary, do a flambe purge. Again, when your cigar goes out, I almost always will flambe purge it. And that is, so if you set your cigar down, you had to get up and go somewhere, and you come back and just knock all the ashes off of it and make sure it's out, and then put the torch to it and just, usually heat it up a little bit first and then start blowing through while I've got the torch on it. And as soon as it catches, then you take the torch away and just keep blowing until that multicolored flame just finally dissipates and disappears. And by doing these two different kinds of purges, you can keep your cigar tasting sweet and fresh all the way through. Well, this is the Doc, and I'm going to catch you next time with some other topic, so thanks again for checking in.